Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the Cryptoverse. Gotta do another watch party, I guess. Let me set this up. So we're just gonna post this a few different places, and we'll see where the prices take us. As always, we will see where the prices take us. How's everyone doing? So Bitcoin's currently at 54.3. So we're at 54.3. Ether's at 25.30. When it comes, when it comes to Ether though, remember, we're not getting out of bed yet for this. I mean, it's actually come down in the last day, believe it or not. I mean, if you we opened at 0.0472, right now we're at 0.0465. So Ether is trying to keep pace. It's trying to keep pace with Bitcoin, and we are getting, the bounce that we discussed is still continuing, which is nice. Let's go ahead and add that moving average on here. So we're looking, well, I'll just do them all. So we'll do the 20-day. We will do the 50-day and the 100-day and the 200-day. So we'll put on the 100, or sorry, we'll do the 50 first, and the 100. So the 100 is essentially where we bounce from, more or less. And then finally, we'll put on the 200 just so we have it on there. The 50 and the 200 are typically what you use for like golden crosses and that stuff. Okay. So that's the 50, or the 20, the 50, the 100, and the 200. The 200 is actually pretty far down at like 35K. But fortunately for us, we still are looking at this bounce more or less off the 100-day SMA. We still have a ways to go. Okay, we still have a ways to go to get actually to back above our 20-day moving average. So that's why I want people to, to look at this and be somewhat cautious, right? Be somewhat cautious, because we still have a ways to go. In order for us to get back above our short-term bull support, we would need to go up another 5%. Okay, another 5% or so would get us to around $57,000. And then we're, at that point, we might be cooking a little bit if we can decisively move above that. So we will see what happens there. Skyscraper TA for Ethereum. We'll wait. We got to get to 2,700. I mean, we have a long way to go. We certainly have a long way to go to get to 2,700. Not too far. Okay, I mean, it's not too far, but we got to get to 2,600 first, and then we'll talk about 2,700. If we were to close at this level, it would actually be our highest daily close ever. It looks like our highest daily close ever was at a modest 24.32. Is that right? No, that's the open. The 25.17. So the highest daily close on Kraken anyways was 25.17. We're currently at 25.24. So a decisive close above 25.17 would be the highest daily close for Ethereum in the history of the Ethereum valuation. Okay, Ether, Bitcoin, more or less the same stuff. Nothing has changed there. Ether USD, our bull market support band is still pretty far away. Nothing has changed there. We're still slowly moving up. Okay, kind of like, I know, we're sort of moving up pretty systematically here. It's not flashy, right? It's not flashy, but we're just sort of each and every week. These are weekly candles. Each and every week we're more or less moving up. And if we continue up this sort of way, then maybe we'll even see a wick up to 2,800 this week, if we can be so lucky. Yeah, the Forbes call, we're gonna cancel those. Where is the pie chart? I'm not really sure what you're talking about. Benjamin says, I feel like we don't need to call Forbes. They'll follow us or they'll call us by the end of it. That might be true. That might be true. So, you know, one of the things we've also said with Ethereum, and I've said this many times, you know, the path to 3K was never going to be an easy path. Okay, it was never going to be an easy path. A 3K Ethereum is certainly in the cards, in my opinion. Right, it's certainly in the cards. I mean, certainly for the grand scheme of the market cycle, it's in the cards. I mean, I don't think there's any question there in terms of the entire market cycle. In the entire market cycle, you could have pretty big drops and still maybe call it the same market cycle, as long as you don't have something like this where it drops like 85%. Then of course that would be the end of the market cycle. But you know, I mean, this drop here was like a 95% drop. That certainly ends the market cycle if you're looking at a 95% drop. Ethereum in the grand scheme of the cycle will certainly make it to 3,000 in my opinion, not financial advice. But I also think it can make it there in the short term as well. We always knew 2,500 will not decisively go down without a fight, okay? It will not go down without a fight, meaning, yeah, we can go past it sometimes. We even went past $2,000 the first time we went to 2,000. We went up like $2,040. But generally speaking, 2,000 did not go down without a fight. And so far, 2,500, we've been flirting with it for a while. And each of these candles here, you know, we're slowly moving up. This candle went above 2,500. This candle went above 2,500. We're already above 2,500 now. So even if we go back down, we'll still have that wick above 2,500. So to me, it seems like 2,500 again looks like we're going to hopefully break it, but it can take a few weeks to really power through it. ADA USD is just doing the same thing, and nothing's changed here. The same between $1, $1, and $1.50. Okay, if I draw that from $1 to $1.50, nothing's really changed with ADA. Generally speaking, we're spending most of our time at around $1.20. I think we're spending most of our time at around $1.20. So I don't know what the average price is over the last 2 months, but we're definitely spending most of our time here at around $1.20. Do I think Ethereum can make it to 8 to 10? I think it can. I'm not as optimistic about people who say 20K. I don't think that Ethereum will make it to 20K this cycle. And you guys know me, I'm like a huge Ethereum bull. When other people were saying Ethereum was dead at 1,400, I said, no, it's not. It's just doing the same damn thing it's done 1,000 times. And that's consolidating after these major milestones. So I don't know that 20K. I don't think that 20K is on the cards this cycle for Ethereum. Now, is there, are there things that I would like to be wrong about? Okay, so I think some people look at, like, when I talk about what I think, it's just what I think. I mean, I'm not going to be upset if it goes to 20K. My point is I don't think that I don't think that people are necessarily taking into account the market capitalization for it to get to 20K. That would be fairly significant in terms of its market capitalization. Obviously, a 20K Ethereum would imply, probably a $200,000 or $300,000 Bitcoin. So for the market cap to go to say 25,000, we would be looking at almost a $3 trillion market cap, and I don't see that for Ethereum this market cycle. Now, I could see a 1 trillion market cap. Okay, I could see a 1 trillion market cap for sure. That would be, at least another 3x from here, a little bit more, maybe a little bit more than a 3x from here. And of course, it will depend on the circulating supply, which a 3x from here would get Ethereum to 7,500. Maybe if you say a little bit over 3x, let's say 4x, then you're looking at a $10,000 Ether. It's hard for me to envision a 20K Ether this cycle. Okay, I certainly think Ethereum will make it to 20,000. I think it'll make it there. I just don't think it's going to do it like this cycle, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I would say I'm fairly pessimistic about it making it to 20K. I would say I'm fairly optimistic about it making it to at least 5K. Like I'd be shocked if Ethereum didn't make it to 5K. So like 5K seems super doable. this cycle. So I'd say 5K seems super doable. I would say 20K probably not going to happen this cycle. Probably not going to happen. Now 15K. I mean, the best way to do this probably would be like a probability distribution or something, like where you have like your axis, and we say, all right, so you have your price on the x-axis, and your probability distribution on the y-axis, and it would probably look something, just like a normal one of these normal distributions. So, and I mean, obviously I didn't even draw that well. And the reason is because I'm looking at like the weekly time frame. So maybe I'll switch this over to the daily time frame so it's not so granulated when I draw this stuff out. So, if you were to draw sort of like one of these distributions, and this is, say, the max price, so like Ethereum's peak price. So this would be, say, the most likely value, and then obviously people don't want it to peak over here because it's sort of coming before what we might think. And then if it comes too late, then it might mean that a lot of people have already sold their Ethereum by that time, and would be bummed out about potentially missing a lot of profit. So I would personally say like the most likely is, it's easy. It's like I want to say 10K. I don't know. Like I don't know about 10K. Maybe I'll say like 8 or 9K. Like let's go with 9K is probably around, like I feel like 9K might be the most likely. But then 10K is probably like right here, fairly close up. 11K, and then maybe down here you have like 15K, and 20K, and like 25K, 30K, etc. That's kind of how I see the market. I feel like, and then on the other side you'd have like 8K, which is still fairly likely that it could happen, and maybe like 7K, and then when you get down here, you're talking about like 5K, and then down here like 3K. So this is the way I sort of see it for Ethereum. Like, yes, it could peak at any one of these values, right? It could peak at any one of these values, but I feel like it's a lot less likely to have a market cycle peak at 3K. I think it's a lot more. I mean, as you go up, I think it becomes more likely that that's our market cycle peak. And then once you get to, say, 9K, I think that's around that area, probably 9K plus or minus $1,000. This will probably be like the most likely area, and then coming back down would be sort of on the other end of the curve. Like, okay, well, yeah, we can go above 9K, we could go to 10K, 11K, 12K, but I just think it becomes a lot less likely that happens. So that's basically what I think. When it comes to the Ethereum valuation. And if you're curious how I came up with that number, again, it all goes back to the analysis that we did when it comes to our Ethereum logarithmic regression band, and looking at levels of extension from the regression band and extrapolating it out another market cycle. So that's where I'm more or less getting that price prediction from. It's not like I'm not just randomly saying it. And by the way, remember, I mean, even in a market cycle, we could always, we could go up to 3K and then maybe come back down for a while and then continue higher, and that would still be one market cycle, in my opinion. Now, you might have a different opinion, but for me, this was one cycle. Okay, that was one market cycle, and during it went up and then back down, and then it sort of did something like this. Once you get into the phase where you're getting a like 90, 85, 90% pullback followed by a couple years of accumulation, to me, this just wasn't that long. I mean, yeah, we got a nice pullback, but we still just kept going up. And even at these levels, it was still up very significantly from just not even a year before. So I still think Ethereum has a long ways to go this cycle. And I do think that, generally speaking, time is on our side, but there will be corrections along the way. And we never said it was going to be easy. I mean, obviously, we never said it was going to be easy. Last cycle, there were a lot of people with Bitcoin that said, oh, man, like, everyone is so, everyone who bought, in 2015, they're so lucky and whatnot, and it must have been just so easy to watch it go up. But you go back and you look at it, and we say, well, you know what? Like, it might seem like it was the easiest thing in the world, but these are pretty substantial corrections. I mean, this is a 40% correction. So the idea that someone sold, they bought down here at like $200 and then sold everything at 20K and realized a 100x return on their entire investment is probably not true. Like most people probably didn't see something like that. You just have to remember that these things do happen along the way. If anything, I mean, I feel like we're ahead of schedule, right? I feel like we're ahead of schedule, which is fine, but I mean, that's sort of where I think we are. And that goes also, with Ethereum too. I feel like we're moving relatively quickly. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it also means that, yeah, there can be cooldown phases that can last for a few months, and it's not the worst thing in the world. So again, we're Ethereum's continuing. By the way, if you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Definitely hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up. Remember, we have the Telegram channel. I'll link that in the description below, and you can also find it in the chat. So we'll put that in the chat if you guys want to check that out. Remember, we also have the premium list at intothecryptoverse.com. We have weekly reports and videos. The Into the Cryptoverse NFT is coming up, so make sure you guys check that out if you want that. And some other things as well. So we'll continue to follow these things, and obviously the next house, I would say the next house we have to build for Ethereum is at 2,700. So we still have a ways to go to get there, and we'll take it one step at a time. You can see that Bitcoin has still not been able to put in a weekly close in our regression band. Okay. And our regression band bottom now sits at over 62,148. So we would have to go to like 62,150 just to make it back into the regression band. Okay, when we went into it over here, we only had to go to 58K, but now it's at 60, closer to $62,000 just to get into it. All right, what other, can you explain my stake pool? I mean, if you want to earn interest on your ADA, then go join the ITC stake pool and go earn interest on your ADA. We have over, I believe in the last 15 days or so, we've actually got about 16 million ADA staked. So a modest 16 million ADA in about 16 days. So it's averaging about 1 million ADA per day so far. Obviously, I don't know if we're going to keep that up, but so far we're averaging about 1 million ADA per day going into the ITC stake pool. So if you want to earn interest on your ADA, make sure to check that out. Yeah, you can stake using the Yori wallet as well. Yeah, I do think that ADA will eventually break out to the $2 mark. It could happen this week. It could happen 3 months from now. It could happen 6 months from now. But I am fairly confident that ADA will decisively go to the $2 mark and then look to establish a new normal. Right now, it's establishing that new normal at around the $1 mark. And the fact that it remains between $1 to $1.50 for 2 months after being at 2 cents 14 months ago is nothing short of amazing, in my opinion. Okay, so this is amazing to me. Like, just pure amazing to me that ADA is just holding its own up here and hasn't really looked back. Okay, this looks good to me. So make sure you earn interest on your ADA, the ITC stake pool. 8 virtual machines. We should have no downtime. What are my non-crypto hobbies? Well, actually, we played chess on stream last night for about, I don't know, like 1 or 2 hours. So chess is a hobby. How's Chainlink looking? We'll take a look at Chainlink. I don't think it's looking, I mean, it's looking like it has for the last several months. I mean, it is generally moving up, as Bitcoin does well, but it hasn't gone into crazy bubble mania yet, and that's because Bitcoin volatility remains high. Once we are out of this Bitcoin mania, I do think that Link should do very well. And I keep saying I think that a Link can probably make a run to, maybe make a run this summer. That's when it made a run last summer. That's when it made a run the summer before, or the year before. So maybe this summer. By the way, make sure you guys give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you like the content. And if you do join the Telegram channel, remember that I will not message you first, okay? So I definitely will not message you first. And if you guys want to buy a t-shirt, we have the merchandise store if you guys want to check that out. No, we're not going to build a house yet. We got to wait. We got to wait until we got to get maybe at like 2670, 2660. Once we get there, we'll talk about building our house. You know, when people ask me what I do, I should just tell them I build houses. And they say where, I just say in the cryptoverse. It's a shame. You know, it really is a shame that Ethereum never does anything, right? All right, what other questions do you guys have? Mike says, you said you're fond of XRP, but how do you feel that Ripple has almost 50 billion XRP and they can dump it in the market whenever they want? I would not describe myself as fond of XRP. I would describe myself as I see it as a way to make money. It's not something you should hold for like 5 years, but whenever Bitcoin gets to the prior all-time high, taking a position in XRP tends to work out relatively well. So if I have a position in XRP, I wouldn't say that I'm fond of it. You don't marry an altcoin, or you don't be fond of them. Just say, hey, it's an investment. Hopefully it brings home some money one day, and be ready to drop it as quickly as you potentially FOMO'd into it. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily fond of it. What has been your most surprising crypto miss? Actually, it was on XRP, because I thought that the end of last year. So if you guys watch the channel, you'll know. But the end of last year, I bought some XRP at like 50 cents. I think it was at like 53 cents. So I bought some XRP here, and then I bought it again at like 36 cents. Actually, no, it wasn't there. It was back over here. It was back before this drop. So it was, I think I bought some around this point, and then I also bought some here. And then you had the whole SEC stuff come out. Well, the SEC stuff came out up here, but I bought into that down here. This is a pretty big miss, honestly. If we're being honest, right? If we're being honest, because then it dropped. And I mean, I guess the argument is, yeah, it dropped, but then at least it went up. But that's not a fair argument, because the opportunity cost on that was actually, you know, I mean, it was significant. I mean, a lot of coins went up more, so it was pretty rough for a little while. What was my best crypto prediction? Probably ADA. I mean, like I feel like I'm good at discussing Bitcoin and Ethereum and using our longer term models to discuss the implications. But when ADA was like 2 cents, I was pushing it really hard, and now it's at you know, over $1. So I mean, I think a lot of people made a lot of money on ADA, whether they found it through me or through some other media, you know, through some other medium. But I feel like ADA has actually done quite well. I mean, you can't really complain with a 60x, and actually at one point it was up like 75x. What's the difference between stake pools? Well, I mean, some of them might have specific like goals or missions. You know, I would say not all stake pools are going to be created equally. Like some might be running on fairly nice equipment. Some might be running on, you know, just something that might not be so nice. So we're running ours on 8 virtual machines, so there should not be any downtime. So hopefully you guys are going to be earning a decent amount of interest. But the first rewards coming in 4 days, and actually the rewards coming in 4 days will be paid out for the prior epoch. The current one though, we got 133% luck, so it's pretty good actually. On the current one, which should be paid out in like maybe like May 5th or something like that. It was like 133% luck on the draw, because we got a lot of blocks that we were assigned, so that was pretty good. Do I have a link to the ADA stake pool? We'll just go to the Daedalus wallet and then just search for ITC under the stake pools. All right, let me just see what other questions. Yeah, I mean, we just looked at VeChain last night. I don't think it's done anything unless I just slept through it, which is possible. Yeah, the VeChain Ether valuation hasn't really changed, so still doing the same thing. Do I lurk biz? I don't even know what that means. Yeah, I think I'm fairly bullish on VeChain. No, we're not doing super chat. What is my rating in chess? I think it varies between like maybe 16 to 1700. Am I satisfied from Bitcoin not being able to break the upper band? I wouldn't say I'm satisfied. I mean, I hope it does one day. I would certainly benefit from it breaking it, but it might not break it immediately, and that's fine. Sorry, let me... What are some coins you'd... I mean, I've told you guys my top 5 are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Linkada, and DOT. Well, I think slight diversification is good. Kyle, it says, would you diversify between Ethereum and Cardano and grow heavy into one? I think slight diversification is good. You know, putting the majority of your portfolio at maybe like 5 to 6 coins is probably, because you don't want to get too diversified, because then it's hard to really follow everything. And then it means a lot less anytime one of them goes up, because you don't have as big of a position in them. Yeah, I am, but someone says, what do I think about Uniswap? I think Uniswap is here to stay. And I keep saying it, you know, and I don't talk about it. I probably don't talk about it as much as I should. I am very bullish on Uniswap. So, you know, this is one I think you might want to keep an eye on, is the Uniswap token. So I am relatively bullish on that one. Yeah, we don't need to talk about. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of like scam coins going around. They're obvious scams. Retail, a lot of retail doesn't seem to care. I think they're just a waste of time. It's funny because whenever I tell someone I'm bullish on something, they're like, if you're bullish on this, you should be way more bullish on this other coin. Is the pi cycle indicator no longer relevant? Um, I think that it's as relevant as it was going to ever be, right? I mean, it could be predicting the local top. We'll see what happens. We'll see we'll see what transpires. I mean, there's still a decent chance that we come down for a while. That's why I keep saying let's wait until we actually get above maybe at least the 20-day SMA before people start scheduling the interviews. Because I mean, look at this. Like we said that we could probably get a bounce off the 100-day. The question is, once the bounce comes, can we actually get above these levels? And if we can't, and we just start bleeding again, like if we come up and we just start bleeding again, then everyone just goes back to watching it go down for a little while. So I would say let's just take it one step at a time and not get ahead of ourselves on whether this was the local top or not. It could have been. Okay, it certainly could have been. I do contend that there's a chance that there's a chance that it's a local top for at least several months potentially, unless Bitcoin says, to hell with that, we're going to be putting in a new all-time high here in the not so distant future. But we'll see if we can first get above the 20-day, because I mean the cross, I feel like seeing these cross is somewhat bearish, honestly. So that's why I want to see us get above these levels. By the way, remember to subscribe to the channel if you guys like the content. Definitely subscribe. Let's see how many subscribers. I think we actually got to 330, so that was good. Yeah, we're over 330 now, so thank you guys for subscribing. Yeah, I'm also bullish on DOT. I mean, these haven't changed though, right? You guys already know this stuff. DOT is right here. I am fairly bullish on it. It hasn't really been doing a whole lot for the last couple months, like a lot of coins, but I do think it will continue to do well for the duration of the cycle. So I do contend that DOT is going to stand the test of time and do quite well. And maybe you would even consider this sort of be like a reaccumulation zone or something. All right. Maybe we should wrap it up. I mean, we're still at 25.12 for Ethereum, so it's not moving up at the time of this stream. But if you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. We also have the premium list. You guys can check that out. Find a link to that in the description below. But I don't really have anything else other to say other than, hey guys, it's the same game. It's the same game we've been playing. Let's just take it one day at a time and realize that in the grand scheme of the market cycle, time is still on our side. Whether that means we have a correction coming sooner rather than later or not does not change the fact that in the grand scheme of the cycle, time should remain on our side. So hopefully you guys like the content. Definitely subscribe to the channel. If you do, we'll be doing a lot more videos each and every day. If I were to create a coin for myself, what would it be? I don't have any reason to do that. Now the NFT stuff is something different, so we'll be doing that, but everyone wants me to play chess. I don't know. I don't. The problem is I don't want it to just become into like a chess stream, you know. Um, Ada's actually Ada's actually up 14% today, so I mean Ada's looking really good. Road to GM. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna become a grandmaster in chess. I'm not that good. All right, we'll do three. We'll do three chess games, and then we'll. And then if okay, here's the deal. If Ethereum is not above 2540 after these three games, then we'll sign off. If it's not above 2540 after these three games, we'll sign off. All right, challenge me, BJ Cowan, if you want to challenge me, and we'll keep a close eye on Ethereum. If we're below 2500, we'll definitely sign off. If we're at 2540, we'll keep it running and see if we make it to 26. We'll just do three quick games. I'll wait for the challenges to come in here. We're BJ Cowan on chess.com if you want to find me. But again, we'll take this one step at a time because, you know, we still have a ways to go here. So I don't want people to think that and let's not do 10 minutes. Okay, let's keep it down to 3 minutes. Someone just challenged me a 10-minute game. We're not doing 10-minute games here. Let's do 3 minutes. Okay. I think 3 minutes is a lot more reasonable to do. Okay, so we'll start with this guy because he was the first one, I believe, and then we'll keep going. And actually, he's pretty. I'll try to find some people with some higher ratings as well, so it's a little bit better. Looks like Ethereum's actually dropping. It might be dropping below 2,500. So, I mean, if that happens, then we're definitely not going to stay on. I mean, I guess we'll just go here. Okay, threatening that. Check. Actually, I think I'm gonna go. I'm thinking about this or this or this. So it's cut off here. I mean, this is almost checkmate, right? The only thing he can do is go here. So I'll go here. That's his only move. Okay. I'll do this one. He could take en passant. Okay, he dies. So then here, I think we'll just go check. And here, all right, I gotta find, there's gotta be a checkmate here. You can go there. I feel like I'm just chasing him around. This is checkmate. All right, who else wants to play? Yeah, Ethereum's still not above 2540, so we got 2 more games. We got 2 more. If we're above it in 2 games, then we'll keep it going. Sorry, who's the first one? I can't really tell. Let's play someone higher rated than before. So let me see. Here's a guy, he's 1288. So we'll play Jason. All right. If he takes it, I'm fine with that. I'm still fine with it if he takes it. He does take it. So here, I think I'm gonna just... I think I'm just gonna play here. I don't really care if if he wants to trade this off, I'm fine. I'm certainly fine with that. And he does, so we'll trade all that off. Here, I think that I'll attack the queen. They're probably just gonna sidestep it, is my guess. He goes there. I'm trying to think if there's... I'm gonna pull this one out and threaten that. I'm guessing he's gonna castle. No, he doesn't. He keeps moving the queen, which is probably not the smartest. I'm guessing he wants to go here, but I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. So let's go here. I feel like he's just leaving all these... these pieces just aren't doing anything. I'm not sure. Yeah, I just feel like these just aren't doing anything, right? They're just all back there. All right, we'll just take that one. Come back out. Trying to think. Okay, he sees what I'm doing. I was trying to trap his queen. All right, we'll keep attacking the queen. The problem is like I just get so much tempo back when I just keep attacking the queen. Okay, so I think we're just gonna pull this one back a little bit. And go here, maybe put it there. Attack the queen again. I think we'll just take that one. And we'll come here. I guess we'll go there. Okay, we'll see if this works. Cause yeah, okay. He sees it. Maybe here. No, we'll attack the rook. I gotta play faster because I'm down to 37 seconds. Okay, let's just see if we can get the queens off, and then it should be a pretty easy win. He does not want to get the queens off. We'll see if we can get the rooks off. Yeah, I'm worried about the time is my my main issue, because I only have like 7 seconds. And I just dropped the bishop. Alright, we'll just take it. I think I'm just going to lose on time, but that's fine. It is what it is. We'll just pre-move all this stuff, and he'll take my bishop, and I'll just try to get a queen as fast as I can. The thing is in pre-moving, I still lose 0.1 seconds. Yeah. All right, what's the next one? One more, and then we'll see. We'll do one more, and then we'll probably sign off if Ethereum's not above 2540. So all right, let's just play one more, and then we'll sign off. And I'm not gonna talk because I usually run out of time when I talk. I feel like go here. Guess then I'll go here, and then I'm gonna go back, and then he'll take that pawn probably. Yeah, I'm guessing he's gonna take this. Okay, he doesn't. All right, I'm gonna move this one here. All right, Bitcoin, Ethereum, still doing the same thing, nothing new. All right, now the problem, I feel like the problem here is she, I guess, has got a discovered attack on the queen here. So I can just move this knight here and go after the rook, because this is attacked. Yeah, we'll just take the queen. Yeah, yeah, they could be hearing what I'm saying, but I don't really care. All right. I mean, this should be winning, right? I mean, we should be doing pretty well here. They don't have any useful discoveries here, so honestly, if they move the bishop, I might just trade everything. All right, let's come in. If they take, then I'll take, and then I'll take here. Okay, I think I'm just going to get out of this one. I think I'm just going to sidestep it. And maybe, I mean, I guess I'll do, well, no. I guess I'll just, I guess the knight move was probably a bad move, honestly. I'll just come back. And maybe I'll move the knight, like, over here or something. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna reroute this knight, maybe like this. All right. Let's just attack, see what happens. I win that. Well, actually, is this? Oh wow, I dropped the queen. That's a good thing they didn't see that. All right. Ethereum's below 2,500. So why don't we just wrap it up there? I think we should just wrap it up. And we will continue on another time. Just kind of want to check the other ones. Yeah, Dot's still at 33, Ada's at 124, Ethereum's at 2,500, Link's at 35. Link's actually doing okay. So it's up 10% on the day. So Link's doing relatively well. Uni looks similar to the Ethereum wicks. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you guys next time. Bye.